What's up, everybody? How's it going? You know who it is right here. The JuggernutKing here today. That's right. Today we're going to be reviewing Scientology right there. But before we do, go ahead and like, share, subscribe right there. That's right. Gonna be part 2 right here, guys. So I'm going to continue where I left off on, which was when the guy was coming into the room right there. That's right. And told me and Phil to come with him, right? So we follow him out of the movie room and I was like, man, come on. I liked it in here, you know? Like, it was sick. Like, I was enjoying myself. And after that, we're going into this other room and then another Scientology lady waves at us hi, right? And I was like, hey. And then Phil was like, hey also. And then we keep on going, right? And then we go into an elevator and then we're all alone in the elevator with the guy. And then the guy was like, hey, do you guys play games? And I was like, yeah, I play a Nintendo Switch. And for the record, I don't have a Nintendo Switch yet, but maybe one day, you know? Yeah. So then the guy keeps on going on himself and says who he is and what he does and the volunteering he does. And I was like, he's telling us that he's a volunteer. Here we go again, man. Doesn't freaking end, man. And I don't know if he does or if he doesn't get paid, you know? So like, I'm not believing nothing at this point. Keep on going and this empty hallway, like guys, like it was freaking quiet down there. And I was like, what are you guys doing down here? And I was like, where are we going? And so we end up going straight forward. And then the other blonde girl meets us down there. And she tells us that this is the chapel room. So we go in, right? Keep this in mind. While the guy was telling us the stuff he needed to tell us, it felt like he didn't want to be there and he didn't want to talk to us. I got that vibe because I've talked to a lot of people and you can get that vibe pretty quickly if you see their face and how they're going on about it. Yeah. So then we go into the little room, right? It's not like packed as to how you see it right here. It's like a good 6 to 8 chairs and they're all like 6 feet apart. And we end up picking a seat. We sit in the front, me and Phil right here. And then the guy starts acting more serious and I'm like, okay. He tells me and Phil if we want to come to this Friday's lunch. He keeps on emphasizing that it's for free and I'm like, is it free or do we have to pay, you know? Because I heard this place is all about money. And so right there, I'm thinking of a way as to how I can make it seem as to I want to come, but I can't. So I tell the guy, hey, I can't come because he brought me. And then he starts getting mad, like seriously. And he's telling him, hey, can you bring him on Friday? And it feels like, no, I can't. And I was like, oh crap, things are getting more serious in here. And then I'm laughing on the side. I'm not laughing at Phil because he fumbled. I'm laughing at Scientologist guy as if he was a Karen because the Karens get mad, right? And so when they get mad, people are laughing at them, not the person who's like over here getting yelled at, you know? And so I was just laughing at him. And I was like, I just can't believe I'm witnessing this. And then they're going back and forth with each other for a good 3 to 4 minutes trying to figure out of alternatives as to how we can come on Friday because that's the only day supposedly when there's free food. And I was like, man, when is this gonna end? And so finds out that he can't get Phil on board. That's when he leaves the room. And then someone in the back of the room comes in and it's like an older lady and she's like 40 to 50, you know? And then she tells us who she is and then what she does at the church. And then the little cross right here you see in the middle of the screen moves to the left and starts to play a music video off of YouTube about Scientology, and that lasts for a good 3 to 5 minutes, I would say. And then she comes in from the back of the room to the front of the room and starts talking about COVID, and this is the part that lasts 2 to 3 hours, guys. Basically talking about how the church was being more clean and giving away free hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer they were promoting when me and Phil went was called D7, and so these videos were like individuals, you know? Like it wasn't just one full 2 to 3 hour video. It was like a bunch of small videos that equaled up to 2 to 3 hours, you know? Yeah. And then after the 2 to 3 hours, that's when she finally came in again after like the 7th time. And then she said, okay, we're gonna be going into the hallway now. And so we get up and we literally go into the hallway now, guys. So now we're making it down the hallway, going up the stairs, and then it's 3 of us, and she asks us again where we're from, and I'm like, didn't we already tell the other guy and the lady where we're from originally already? And so like they just want to like really get to know what city you're from, man. Like I think when you're watching the video, they're all talking behind your back in the next room and they'd be like, oh, this is where they're really from, you know? And so we're going up the stairs. I told her again, you know, where we're from, and then we ended up meeting the blonde girl upstairs, and then that's where me and Phil get separated separated, guys. He went to another room, and I'm right here in this room, which is the office room you see right here on the screen. And in here, this is where I meet the woman who tries desperately to take my money, guys. Her name's Tiffany. We're gonna call her Tiffany for the sake of the video right here. I was in here in the room, in the little cubicle right here to the left you see on the screen right here, and trying to make me buy auditing sessions with her / therapy sessions for 100 something, right? And supposedly it was gonna be for 8 hours. I think I was getting like the new client discount or something. She was trying to make it seem that way when I was in there with her, guys. And we kept on going back and forth on saying no to each other, right? Because I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, you know? And at one point, after the 4 minutes of going back and forth, no, I can't do it, you know? She got up out of her seat, and then she's like, we're gonna go pay right now. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. And I just stay sitting down right there like relaxed, you know? And after that, she tries to introduce me into the book of Dianetics. And this book she brought, it was still wrapped in plastic, you know? And guess how much she told me that book was, guys? It was $80. She was trying to sell me on this book that cost $80, guys. Man, couldn't freaking believe that thing, man. That thing was expensive. She was just trying to sell me on the books because she knew I had a credit card from what I told her. And then once she knows she can't get me on the book of Dianetics, that's when she starts getting frustrated, guys. And she puts me in a room and I start watching another 5 to 7 minute video, you know? And so I wait right there, just like laying back, you know? And I'm right there watching the video, wait for it to finish and wait for her to come back and pick me up right here. Meanwhile, to know where's Phil at, you know? This video's topic was about life and controlling it. And so when that video finished, she came back inside the room and then she brought me a book about L. Ron Hubbard, and this one was about happiness. And she said this one was cheap and affordable. And I was like, nah, man, I don't want this thing. And I thought it was gonna be like 40 to 50 bucks now because I thought it was gonna be lower from the 80. And she was trying to like really sell me on this book. And she said it was $15, obviously with tax, I'm pretty sure, you know? And so I was like, nah, man, I rejected her. I couldn't buy that book, even though I had her credit card on me, you know? That's why she was trying to get me to buy this thing, man. She didn't give up. 3 to 4 minutes right there, going back and forth. It did not stop, guys, I'm telling you. And so after that, she kept on going back and forth with me about the why not and this and that, you know? And I tell her no thank you. And then you'll never believe what she tells me next. This is the most surprising thing I didn't think she was gonna tell me. And then she tells me, hey, so have you ever been with a prostitute? And I was like, no, but I can see as to why she would think that, because she might have thought I had experience rejecting pretty women like her. That's why she said that. In the back of my mind is what I thought when I was sitting right there, guys. I know the interaction I was doing in the little room was being recorded with the woman. So you have my consent to play it out to the public so you guys can see that I'm not telling lies here and that I'm telling the truth, but they're not gonna do that though, because you're just gonna hear what I just told you guys, which was what I just told you, you know? And then after that, we start talking about concerts and music and all that. And since December's coming up, I'm trying to figure out when is iHeartRadio's Jingle Ball, you know? The dates itself. And I was thinking about that, and then all of a sudden, the woman tells me that I'm slow because she's getting frustrated. And so I was like, oh, bro, she's starting to insult me, guys. And I was right there, like, tired right there, like, just trying to figure out too, when is the actual date for the Jingle Ball? And she's pissed off, man, like at this point. And then she starts calling me bro, like trying to get me mad too. And I was like, I'm not gonna get mad, I'm just gonna be going home soon. And if anything, this was the last part of the whole tour, I'm pretty sure, you know, because why else would she try to get me mad, you know? And I asked her for a flyer, you know, for the food, and she gives it to me. At the end of that, I get up out of my seat and I start heading towards the door with the flyer in my hand, and you'll never believe what I see. I see that they got Phil on something, guys. They freaking sold him a book. And I was like, oh my god, are you serious? They freaking got him on something. And I was like, man. And I was like just talking to the Scientologist lady as to like if they're gonna be closing soon, you know, and all that. And I'm telling Phil, can't believe it, you got that? And then they were right there telling him about the book. And then we head outside towards the car, and me and Phil could not believe that it was 9 o'clock, guys. So we were there for like a good 4 hours ish, you know. And then we finally head back home right there. That's right. And that concludes the story right here from my experience at Scientology right there. And what I can say is this: if you don't get something, they're gonna insult you guys, because that's what they did to me right there when I went back in October last year. Man, it was not a good experience at all. You're there for 4 hours, you get insulted, and then also you waste your time going there, and then they make believe that you have problems. That's why they try to sell you on something, you know. And if you have Hulu, go check out Leah Remini, if I said that right. And she's trying to take down Scientology little by little, guys.